Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out Nayeon's No Problem, which has a feature with Felix. I'm pretty excited about this one. I've been saving this one for the right day, and today is that day. Okay. I have no idea what this is going to sound like sonically, other than the solo songs that I've heard from Nayeon so far have been like very bright sounding, right? Very much pop. See myself out. I feel like maybe we're gonna keep in line with that. I think that fits very much with her kind of persona too as a performer, is just having like very like bright bubbly sound. So we'll see how Felix blends into that, because he has a very distinct voice, so it'll be interesting to see how those dynamics play off of each other. Gotta tell you, these photos are just reminding me that I very much am queer. Reminded me that when it's the question is, which gender are you attracted to, my answer is always yes. Wow. Anyway, No Problem. Let's see what I have no idea what that might be in terms of what the song's gonna be about, but I'm here for it. Ooh.
Stay up until the light, sunrise in the morning, and I can't wait until we reunite. I can't help to ease your mind.
Ooh, I like the synths coming in.
Sometimes I can be the one to pick you all the way up, baby. When you're feeling down, you just gotta let me know.
Ooh, I love that pause there. Okay, I love all the synths that are coming in. This feels like a bit of a softer pop sound, at least so far. And I love that as well. But I love that we started with the lower part of her range. I think that it's so gorgeous. I think she has such a rich, natural tone to her voice that when she sits very much in that chest placement, I think that it just sounds gorgeous, especially since I feel like a lot of the time within Twice's discography, with the caveat that I still have a lot of stuff to catch up on. And it's definitely a little bit different in more recent comebacks that I have checked out. But she tends to have a much like brighter sound. It's more in that kind of mixed range because it fits more into kind of the bright poppy sound of Twice. And obviously with the more mature sounds that they've been getting into with their discography, it changes a little bit. But I feel like her voice sits better in the dynamic of the group there. So I love that in this being on her own, being able to dig into some more of those different like tones and like nuances of her voice. And then we have that transition into more of a mixed tone. And I love getting all up into a little bit like a head voice before we get a little bit of that descending on that down. She has a little vocal run down. So I love the imagery of that as well. So I think it's a great kind of subdued way of starting off the song, especially given the context of it, right? Which is seeing someone who's struggling, like wanting to help them, meeting them at that kind of subdued point, and then gradually the energy of the song starts to build up as you're like trying to cheer that person up after you've had that more like heart-to-heart connection. Love that, just the imagery of how the melodies are designed in order to go along with the song, and of course gorgeously performed by her. I'd expect nothing less.
Night, I can help to ease your mind. And even if you're low sometimes, I can be the one to pick you all the way up, baby. When you're feeling down,
Yeah, that pick up,
you just gotta let
higher
me
note,
know.
fall down.
Oh, there ain't no problem.
Ooh.
Love with you and I tonight. No, nothing can stop us. This time, doesn't it to be complicated tonight? No, there ain't
Is that a cowbell?
for love with you and I tonight. No, nothing can stop us. This time, doesn't it to be complicated? No, there ain't no problem tonight.
Oh my god, I love that this is so like synthy. And I love too it like, even though it picks up in the chorus, it's not like this huge sound, right? It's not like a huge, very much like pop kind of sound, which she definitely can do. I love that it still feels more subdued. Like even her vocal is still in that kind of chest range for her, lower part of her range, kind of like middle, right? She's not projecting a whole lot, at least at this point, right? We're still maintaining how the energy is evolving. And I really like that, even with the meaning of the song being like, let's just forget the fact that there's worries or there's something that's bothering you, right? There's no problem for tonight, right? Let's just put that on hold and let me be here, someone to help support you, and let's just have fun for a little bit. So it has this brighter sound. We have the bass coming in. We have all these other like synths and things coming in. So it definitely picks up in terms of like the energy, but I love that it has this kind of contained feeling to it. We're not going to do anything crazy. We're not going to go off the rails. This is still more personal connection. And I love the vocal run that she puts on Tonight. So beautiful from her. I'm gonna listen to this so much. I love that bass line. It's so good. I love those keys. I love the vocal runs. I love the layered vocals that are coming into to just, again, soften up some of the sound. And again, she could have a lot of power behind her vocals. And I love that we're managing the energy of that. I don't know if at some point she's going to go off on it, but it's about containing the energy of that in order to have more of a connection, especially since it's in a little bit of the lower end of her range. So she has to, you can hear how she has to be closer to the microphone for that because it's a quieter sound than if she was like belting out a note. So it adds this connection or this intimacy or this closeness to even just her vocal tone because it's in that lower part of her range. And I think that's so good for this song too, of let's not worry about the rest of the world. It's not about them. Let's not make it complicated. That's not what this moment is about. Let's like just focus on like us and how we feel, and the rest of the world can be put on pause for a little bit. And putting in those layered vocals add a little bit of interest into those vocal dynamics, putting in those vocal runs is because she does have the agility. So it's giving her the moment to flex some of that side of her vocals as opposed to belting out something. So I love that she's putting in these little like moments of interest into the vocal melodies too. I like how the production didn't pull back all the way either after the chorus. Ooh, a little bit of a vocal like fry. At the end of that, down. So good. Even like the filter in her vocal. Ooh, even that of having all the layered vocals come in with you and I. So it's like her on her own, and then we have all the vocals coming in where it's like acknowledging that I'm not by myself and you're not by yourself, right? Obviously it's more than two voices on it, but I think that it's a really great symbolism for that too. Again, picking and choosing which parts of this to mirror the story of the song, I think is really great, especially again, like I said, it's a bit of a more subdued sound from her as a vocalist. So you have a little bit more space to play with those things, and it's adding a bunch of interest to the song to have all of these like little intricacies into like how are we mirroring the meaning of what the lyrics are in the way that the melodies work, and like how we're putting in like the different parts of the production and stuff. So good. I'm listening to so much. It's such a like retro sound and I'm obsessed. I love the calm response. Felix, sir, you didn't have to growl at me before you started to sing, okay? Thank you. I was bopping. I'm prepared now.
Ain't no problem for love tonight. Come and ride with me, we can dance tonight, yeah. Under the stars tonight, yeah, you outshine brighter than neon lights. Spaced out, no, we don't play. For your love, yeah, I will pray. Oh God, me and you, that's 1+1. Me and you, no, ain't nobody better, come on.
Wait, I love too that, again, for Felix's voice, a bit of a pickup in the cadence, which I think, again, works really well for the energy of the song. Having that faster delivery, I think, adds some more energy to it, or almost like this, like wanting to run away. We've had the connection at the beginning of this more like subdued sound. We've picked up the pace a little bit, getting into the second verse, right? And then this is, let's just go, right? Let's just run away from it all for a little bit. Take my hand, let's run off, and we'll figure out how to deal with the problems later, right? Because there's no problems tonight. So I love having a more like rap cadence to that, but I also love that he didn't go like extremely subterranean with his voice. We know he can, but I feel like that would have been too much for this. So I like that it's a deeper tone, obviously. Blends in, I think, really nicely as this like middle point, right? Nayeon is being a little bit like lower in her range. Felix is being a little bit higher up than he like could be, right? So they're a little bit closer together in terms of what their vocal ranges are, like their vocal delivery. Obviously, Felix has a little more like grit to the way that he sings, but I think that it fits really well for him to bring up his tone a little bit because it's also about keeping that energy. So if it was like this really bassy sound, that would feel a little bit more like bringing down the energy as opposed to like helping speed it along. And again, bringing in a different voice, I feel like also adds to that interest, adds to the dynamics of it. So I think that he fits really well into that specifically. And I think that it's so fun to have the eyes shining and then neon lights and like bass loud, like all these kind of things that are like, let's just not complicate things, right? Let's not let anything get in the way of us just like having fun and letting loose, and like we'll deal with the problems later because that's a tomorrow issue, right? And I like that like 1+1 is just cute too.
Ain't no problem for love tonight. Come and ride with me, we can dance tonight. Yeah.
I was thinking this would make a great driving song.
Yeah, your eyes shine brighter than neon lights. Spaced out, no, we don't play. For your love, yeah, I will pray. Me and you, that's why.
I like how we have the calm response again still. Ooh, I love that. Building up the synth. The ad-libs. Whoa, there's so many vocal layers. See, okay, I was, first off, great. Loved it. Absolute bop. Love that we had all the like ad-libs going on, especially from like Nayeon. Didn't get to a point where she was like super belting out the song, and I feel like, again, that fits so well with what we're talking about in the song. I feel like having something that was like this huge, giant vocal wouldn't fit with something like this because it's about making that connection, right? And I feel like the more you project your voice, the more distance you're putting between you and like the person that you're talking to, right? So I love that she's keeping it in this like controlled space. Even we had those ad-libs that were getting into a bit of a higher part of a range, thinning out her sound a lot, right? So again, and having those vocal runs, leaning more into the agility of her voice as opposed to the projection of it, which I think again fits so well with this. And then having all the different layers of vocals. And I was wondering, it feels like Felix is doing some of the vocals like in the harmonies, and I wasn't quite sure because I'm like, it might just be like a lower voice. I don't know all the ins and outs of what was going on in putting the song together in terms of recording things. But then at the end, he was definitely singing some of them. So it does make me wonder if he was blending in to some of the background, which again adds a little bit more dynamics to that sound, right? Adds a little bit more weight. Great use in this song of just controlling the energy of the story and like adding in these elements little bit by little bit, right? Without it becoming like too much of a rapid shift in what it was sonically. Loved it so much. Like it just, the groove to that song was so good. And all in English. So that's also something that I noticed. I didn't expect an all English track for Nayeon on her own, but it's fun. I'm so excited this is live band or band live. I don't know, but we got a drum set in the background and that makes me even more excited about what this is going to sound like because there's so many like synths and things that adding in live instruments is probably so good. Also, look how pretty. Not the point, but like, anyway. Like the song's playing. Ooh, the filter, retro filter.
Sunrise in the morning, and I can't wait until we reunite. I cannot to ease your mind.
She's so cute.
And even if you lose sometimes, I can be the one to pick you all the way up. Maybe when you're feeling down, you just gotta let me know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that Felix talking? I love that like phone call and then introducing someone else being part of it. I love having some of the live band, like the live instruments mixed into it. She sounds great.
Can be the one to
chorus, the instrumentation.
Doesn't have to be complicated tonight. No, there ain't no problem. For love with you and I tonight. No, nothing can stop us this time.
Her cute little smile. I don't want to interrupt, but her smile was so cute. They're also obsessed with the sound of the live drums and bass on this, as someone who loves drums and bass. So I know that I'm biased in that one, but so good. Like when the chorus came in, I was like, oh, I love it.
With you and I tonight. No, nothing can stop us.
Her cute little smile.
Doesn't have to be complicated. No, there ain't no problem tonight. For your heart, I'm qualified.
That's a lower part of her range.
Conversation.
Oh, like the little edit on the like synth.
For your heart, I'm qualified. We don't need no conversation. We don't have to say goodbye. 'Cause baby, you got me right.
Oh, my face hurts from smiling.
And even if
Cute.
you're alone sometimes, I can be the one to pick you all the way up. Maybe when you're feeling down, just pick up the phone.
Look, she keeps looking over on this side and smiling, and I'm gonna call right now. Felix is over there having the time of his life. I'm assuming he's gonna come in from this side because we all know that Felix is probably ecstatic to be offered this opportunity. But he's just like,
I can be the one to
there's someone over there, like even if it's just staff, because it's cracking her up. And I love it.
just pick up the phone. No, there ain't no problem. For love with you and I tonight. No, nothing can stop us.
I love the live drums on this chorus.
Doesn't have to be complicated tonight. No, there ain't no problem. For love with you and I tonight. No, nothing can stop us.
She sounds so good.
Doesn't have to be complicated.
Felix.
No, there ain't no problem
He's so cute. Or why? Ugh.
tonight.
All right, so we didn't come off the side, but
Can't stop us.
someone's cracking her up on stage left.
Doesn't have to be complicated. No, there ain't no problem tonight.
Ain't no problem for love tonight. Come and ride with me, we can dance tonight, yeah. Under the stars tonight, yeah, your eyes shine bright than neon lights. Face down, no, we don't.
I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for the mixing for him to speak directly into the left side. Dang.
Ain't no problem for love tonight. Come and
It's
ride
unprepared.
we can dance tonight, yeah. Under the stars tonight, yeah, your eyes shine bright than neon lights. Face down, no, we don't play. For your love, yeah, I will pray. Being you, that's what
Cutie pies. Just a couple of sunshines, you know?
Even if you're alone sometimes, I can be the one to pick you all the way up. Baby, when you're feeling down.
I also love that we have Felix in all the blues and then Nayeon's in all the pinks. It's just cute.
I can be the one to pick you all the way up. Baby, when you're feeling down, you just gotta let me know. No, no, ain't no problem.
Just bopping. Oof. The ad-libs. I love that thinner sound. They're so cute. I can't.
Tonight.
Look how adorable they are. The little smiles. I'm fine. I'm not too invested. It's fine, whatever. So good. I love the sound of it with a live band. Like I was saying, this song has so many like synths and like electronic elements to it. Not necessarily how well is it going to translate, but like how is it going to shift between the recording sound and the live sound. Obsessed with the drums on like having the live drums in it. I think it sounds so good. Both of them sounded incredible. I think that the fact that Nayeon can like do all of that with her voice and just sound like that. It made me mad if she wasn't just so adorable. If like her smile didn't remind me that there's good in the world, right? Like I can't even be mad at her for her talent because I'm like, how could I be mad at her? Look at her. She would smile and I'd be like, it's fine. Like she can get with whatever she wants. Literally anything. Ugh, I love the ad libs of her like thinning out her sound, right? And it's just all this like little vocal runs. Sounds so good. Felix was having a good time there too. He sounded great. I'm just so happy now. This song did exactly what it said it was going to do. It was going to make me feel like there were no worries, which, man, do I need more of that? The world is... it's just, there's a lot going on. So I need this in my life where I could just bop for a little bit. So much fun. Loved it. Loved getting a song that's like really like synth heavy that just scratches a good part of my brain. And again, I love that it had this bit of a more subdued pop sound to it because Nayeon can have a really bright sound, right? Like she have a very like energetic sound. And like this definitely was still bright, but I love that it was just like a very controlled energy. And yet it was about like having fun and letting worries fall to the wayside for a little bit. But it wasn't like overly doing any of it. Had a great groove and like beat to it. And honestly, I would not have picked this song for a live band version, which is why I'm not a professional musician and she is, because someone made that decision and I would just like to thank them because great decision. I think it sounds so good with the live band and just like having fun with it. And whatever was happening on stage left was cracking her up. So thank you to whatever that was because she was just like breaking character a little bit whenever she looked over. And I always appreciate anyone who can make Nayeon smile like that. And of course, like Felix just being a cutie pie. My face legitimately hurts from smiling because they're so cute. But I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to miss next time I post a Twice reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.